Yeah, thank you. I request all of you just mute your audio and video so that we go without much disturbance. So here we go. A very hearty welcome to the international webinar, The Future of Jobs, Employment, Skills, and Workforce Strategy post COVID-19. Friends, we feel honored to host this webinar. The response has been overwhelming with a registration of close to 500 from 9 states and 5 countries, including New Zealand, Dubai, Muscat, and Oman. Just a word about our college. Crossland College is a rural college affiliated to Mangalore University, is located in Brahmawar in Udupi district. And we feel proud to say that it is ranked as the 82nd best college in art stream in India by the India Today magazine. We remain grateful to Professor Samuel K. Samuel for his dynamic leadership and his encouragement to organize this webinar. Sir, can you please acknowledge by just raising your hand? Yes, thank you. Why this webinar now? The idea to have this webinar started with a preliminary discussion with Mr. Chandrasekhar, one of our alumni, and presently a manager at Toyota, and he suggested a few themes for the webinar. Dear friends, we are living in an extraordinary time. Lockdown, social distancing, isolation, quarantine, hand sanitizer, mask, online classes, these all have become part of our day-to-day vocabulary. The entry of COVID-19 has changed the way we live. We in the academia are concerned about the future of jobs of our students. But on the other hand, the people in the industry are speaking about the bleak economic growth, layoffs, cutting salary, working from home, etc. May I request some of the participants who have kept the audio on, please, can you please unmute yourself? Can you please unmute yourself? Eric, I think you can do that. Okay. Yeah. At this time of crisis, it is pertinent to look at how the jobs are disappearing, how quickly people are rendered jobless, what are the new jobs that are emerging, and what skills our students need to possess to get a job post COVID-19. A survey says that in India, 95% of the companies are in no mood to recruit new employees for the next 3 months. We certainly need some insights from people outside academia to tell us about these changes and also guide us how we can prepare our students for the jobs that don't exist now. I repeat, the jobs that don't exist now. To give us some pointers in this direction, we have 3 amazing speakers from the industry. Mr. Selvin Thomas, Executive Director, Talent Tribe Consulting, New Zealand. Mr. Rajesh Shetty, Head of Tire Souls India Private Limited, Mumbai. And Mrs. Ria Raichi Samuel, Senior HR Executive at Infra Care Facilities Management, yes, GEMS Group in Dubai. Thank you, Selvin, Rajesh, and Ria, for accepting our invitation to be the resource persons today. A warm welcome to all the 3 of you.
Thank you,
Dear participants, your interest to join us virtually for this webinar has given us a lot of confidence to host this webinar. A warm welcome to you all, wherever you are. Today, the format is going to be this way. Each speaker will present for about 25 minutes. At the end, there will be a question answer session. You can put your questions in the chat box. After all the speakers complete their presentations, the questions will be taken up for answering. Now, let me have the privilege of introducing the first speaker today. The first speaker is Mr. Selvin Thomas. He's a rare mix with expert skills, expertise, and industry knowledge in digital HR solutions. Selvin speaks with passion and intelligence about redefining HR processes in line with the digital innovation and the importance of evidence-based decision making in HR using human capital analytics. He's an expert in that. Selvin is a HR specialist with a bachelor's degree in commerce and a master's in human resource management. With a passion for HR management function, he quickly progressed to become a country manager of HR for a large MNC in India. Since then, he has got project management experience in UK and France, followed by experience spanning a decade of working within Asia Pacific region based at New Zealand and Australia. He was the former Associate Director, E&Y, Asia Pacific region, Melbourne and Auckland. In fact, recognizing his vast experience and the significant impact he could make to the business, he has been a certified HR professional by Human Resource Association of Australia. A great moment of pride for him. Currently, Selvin is based in Melbourne. He is the Executive Director at Talent Tribe Consulting, and his topic today will be emerging sectors post-COVID-19 and strategies to prepare the future workforce. Selvin, thank you so much for being a speaker today. Over to you now.
Thank you, Clive. It's been my absolute pleasure. And before I go any further, let me try and share a screen. Eric, can you enable sharing the screen option, please?
Yes, it's been done.
It has been done? Okay. Okay, if that's not happening, that's fine. Let me move on without wasting time. Sorry, folks, just getting my screen up again. All right, okay, here we go. Thanks, Clive, for the opportunity, and thank you all for joining today. I spent 3 years in kindergarten, and I spent the remaining 10 years schooling, and I spent 2 more years doing my higher secondary school. And then I did 3 years of graduation, and I've done 2 years of post-graduation. That's about 20 years of classroom experience. And in all these 20 years, I've had people in front of me, academic teachers, PhDs, facilitators, and talk to me all the time and speak to me all the time, most often one way. And here I am today, a memorable day for me where I'm here in front of probably about 300 to 500 academic Shians who are now going to listen to me. So it's a great privilege, and it's also a memorable moment for me. Never mind dreams that I dreamt that one day I will stand in front of 300 to 500 people from an academic background where I'll be able to speak, right? Okay, without wasting much time, let's get on to the topic that I'm going to share with you today, strategies for future workforce, right? COVID, the pandemic, we all know. At one time it was far away, and now it's close to us. And I'm currently based in Chennai, and it's a real hot zone. And no one can dispute the fact that our world has changed. So in the past, we've talked about change, and I personally have gone about talking to people how it's changing, regardless of what COVID has brought up upon us. But still, people were not too sure about the change, especially in India. They kept saying, it's not as quick as going to happen, but COVID has brought about this change. It's forced it on us. Like, this change is not something which we had planned for, which we had not anticipated, but all of a sudden it's no longer an option, but change has been forced on us. So we have to recognize the fact that our world has changed. Just like before Christ and after, I'm sure for a very long time, centuries, we're going to be talking about this particular milestone, the COVID pandemic, how it changed our world. So here we are today, as Clive mentioned, we're trying to find out what has changed and how can we prepare for the future, especially as students and those who educate or equip these students for the future. My name is Selvan Thomas, and I'm an executive director for Talent Lab Consulting. I've got about 30 years of experience within the human resource management area, and Clive mentioned globally, I've had this experience, and now I'm here with you to share some of my knowledge and how I see the future. Right? Okay, let's look at what has changed. Before we look at someone needs to put their mic on mute. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to look at what has changed, right? Okay, let's look at the few items that I've listed. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm able to share my screen, but I've got the list in front of me. So one of the things that have changed drastically in our mindset